You know the fantasy, right? You're at the beach, no alarm clock, no emails, no work, just you, a drink with an umbrella in it, and the realization that you never have to work again. That's financial freedom, that's the dream everyone chases. But here's the thing, when most people actually reach financial freedom, they feel disappointed. Not broke, not trapped, just not what they expected. And that gap between what you imagine and what you actually get, that's what we're talking about today. Because understanding the real thing before you chase it might be the most important financial lesson you never learned. Here's what most people imagine financial freedom feels like. Complete freedom, zero stress about money, wake up whenever you want, do whatever you want, never think about bills or work again, pure bliss forever. It's sold to us this way, every Instagram post, every retired at 30 story, every finance influencer makes it sound like financial freedom is the ultimate happy ending. But there's a psychological trick happening here. We imagine financial freedom as this permanent feeling of vacation. And our brains are really good at imagining vacation. Lying on the beach, no responsibilities, pure joy. The problem is that vacation feels good precisely because it's temporary. It's an escape from something, but if you escape forever, the escape stops feeling like an escape. Let me tell you what financial freedom actually feels like for most people who achieve it. First, it feels anticlimactic. You hit your number, you have enough passive income, you quit your job. And then, nothing happens, you still wake up, you still need to eat, you still face the same problems you had before, except now you have time to think about them. One person described it like this: I thought I'd feel light, I felt empty. Second, it feels boring. Without the structure of work, without the stress of survival, without the external pressure, many people realize they actually miss purpose. They miss the feeling of building something. Third, it creates new anxiety. When you're chasing money, you know what to do, you work harder, you save more, you invest, but once you have it, the goalpost disappears, and humans actually need goalposts. We need to be working toward something. Here's the psychological truth: financial freedom isn't the end, it's a beginning, and beginnings are scary. What this reveals is something deeper about happiness and money. Money doesn't make you happy, but poverty makes you miserable. There's a huge difference. Trying to chase financial freedom expecting permanent happiness is like expecting a chair to be happy just because it's never uncomfortable again. The chair isn't happy, it's just not unhappy. Financial freedom removes suffering, it doesn't add joy. The people who are actually satisfied with financial freedom aren't the ones who retired and stopped doing anything. They're the ones who retired and started building something new, a business they love, a hobby they're passionate about, a project that matters to them. They discovered that financial freedom isn't about never working again. It's about choosing your work instead of being forced to work for money. That's the psychological flip that changes everything. So what should you do with this information? First, understand that financial freedom is a tool, not a destination. It's not the thing itself, it's the freedom to find the thing. Second, start thinking now about what you'd actually do with that freedom. Don't wait until you have it, because most people wait and that's when the emptiness hits. Third, realize that the journey toward financial freedom might be more fulfilling than the destination. The problem solving, the planning, the building, that's actually more meaningful for most people than the arrival. Fourth, if you're chasing financial freedom expecting it to solve your unhappiness or give your life meaning, you're going to be disappointed. Money removes barriers, it doesn't create purpose. The real lesson is this: financial freedom isn't the finish line. It's the moment you realize you've been running your whole life just to be able to choose your own race. And that choice, that's the real freedom. So before you chase financial freedom expecting it to make you happy, ask yourself what you'd actually do with it, because the fantasy feels great in your head. But the reality is much more interesting. It's just not what you thought it would be.